Welcome back, everyone, to another episode here on my solo survival world on Ark Ragnarok. Today, we are going to do some breeding, and I'm going to show you how to make the perfect babies. So, in the last episode, we tamed this pair of Triceratops. Don't they look amazing? I love them. And I want to explain this process because I watch a lot of Ark videos, and nobody really explains how this works. I had to figure this out on my own. So I'm going to explain how these levels and the point system all works in the game. So you can see this is a level 224. This is a level 234. These are max level trikes that got perfect taming effectiveness, meaning the taming effectiveness went perfectly. They started out as 150, which is the max level on this server. And when you have perfect taming, that adds a certain number of points on top of that. And that's why this guy got up to level 224. And this guy has even higher because I've added points because I've been using this guy. But this one just has the level 150 plus the taming effectiveness points. And because I'm using vanilla with sprinkles, you can see these extra numbers here. So these are the base points that you see first, and then next to it are the points that you add. So I have 4 points available. I could add points to it if I wanted. And then the far column is mutations. So as you breed, you have the chance to get mutations that increase the points on top of that. What's interesting is that when you add all of these points up, all of these points added up together equals one less than the level of the animal. So this is level 224. If you add all of these up, they add up to 223. So a level 1 animal would have 0 points into any of the stats. That's why it's always one level short, because level 1 is 0 points essentially. So every level above that, then you put the points get distributed into all of these stats. Now, why that's interesting is, let me get off this guy. So this is a random wild stego here. You can see this is a level 100, okay? So that means that this stego has 99 points randomly distributed amongst all those different categories that I just showed you. And that's what's interesting, because no dino in this world is exactly the same. They're all slightly different. And so as you go around, like I could tame a whole bunch of different stegos, and I don't exactly know what their points are going to be until I finish taming. Because when it finishes taming, then I get to see what their base stats were, plus whatever the taming effectiveness stats, where those points go into, and it's completely random. You don't know. So it's almost like a slot machine, where every time you tame, it's like, it's a surprise. It's a surprise whether you get a good tame or a not so good tame. And in general, you're looking for tames with, a really good high number in a good statistic like health or a statistic like melee. And so that's why taming is so fun, because you never know what you're going to get. Now, on top of that, the reason why breeding is so cool is because breeding, you can increase these points even further, because you can breed points together. You can take these two dinos, and if one has a high health stat, more so than the other, if you combine those, it increases the total level of your animal. And on top of that, you can get an imprinting bonus, which increases even more. So breeding is super powerful. And as you go through the breeding process, I built this little platform here just to make this a little bit easier for us to work with. And I brought over my deer over from the kibble farm area, because they don't really need to be over there. I'd rather them be over here. So here are my deer that I've been breeding. And you can see these are the two, I recently had twins. So these are the parents. I have a level 219 parent. This is the father, and a 223 mother. Their combined stats gave me these twins with an even higher level. These are 229. The babies are higher level than the parents because I've combined the good stats together. So that's the power of breeding. So I could take these and, well, I can't do them anymore because they're fully grown. But as they're growing up, I could imprint them and increase this even more. Now, I don't really need twins. I'm just using these guys for breeding. So I'm actually going to take out my kill gun here, and I'm going to get rid of one of these because I just don't need two of these. All right, I'm just using these for breeding. Okay, so, and actually, I don't need the mother anymore. So let's kill the mother. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to breed the father with the baby. Now, I know this sounds crazy, but that's just how the game works, okay? I'm constantly leveling up these animals. All right, so I'm looking at my stats, and I should not have killed the lady, because the lady was this one I just killed. She had a higher stat and stamina. Oh my goodness, I should have checked that first. Oh well, not a big deal. The male is 1 point less, so that's not horrible. But this is the baby that we have here. Okay, so we're going to breed this with the male and try to create a perfect male that has all of these stats in it. So that's what we're going to go to now. And we lost this because I just killed this 38 stamina female. Oh well, mistakes happen. You should be careful before you kill your dinos. Okay. All right, as we're waiting for them to have their baby over there, I have the Triceratops egg that we got in the last episode from breeding those two guys together, and I'm going to drop it off right here on the platform here. Here's the egg. We're going to drop it. And is it incubating? It's incubating. Oh, okay. Well, normally you have to change the temperature, and the temperature of the environment affects whether the eggs can incubate or not. But it looks like this temperature is good to incubate this egg. So look at the egg incubation is going down. It's at 91% right now, 90%, and it's going to go down until it hatches. Perfect. I had put all these torches around it because if the temperature was not right, I would have turned on torches until the temperature was warm enough to hatch the egg. But luckily, we're good to go. I'm sitting here watching this, and I didn't know this was a thing, but it looks like the female is actually pregnant. Look at the belly. It actually expands. I didn't know that there was actually a physical change that happens. But yeah, it looks like she actually gets pregnant. And she's going to have the baby here in a couple of minutes. So she is really close to giving birth. How much time do I have left? 3.5 minutes. She's 90% gestation. Okay, we're getting close. 20 seconds away. It's nighttime now. The temperature did get colder, so I had to light 2 torches to keep this going. But soon we're going to have our first Triceratops baby here. Let's wait for this egg to crack. There we go. We got our little baby Triceratops. We'll imprint on it. And let's check on our mother over here. Oh, she gave birth too. Oh, we got our little baby here too. Okay, this is great. All right, here's the stats for the new baby. It is also a female, which is very unfortunate. We keep getting all these females and no male babies with these deer. But basically, it is exactly the same as the last female baby. These were the twins that we got. So it was exactly the same. So we didn't get any improvement whatsoever. So this baby is pretty much worthless. These are the Triceratops stats, and they're also pretty bad. It's actually worse than the parents, because it got the worst of these 3 stats and then the worst of this stat here. So the baby is worse than both the parents. So unfortunately, we got really unlucky. And this is really sad, but it's got to be done. Those babies were not any good. So we will try again. We will keep trying to have good, better and better babies. We have to wait 3 hours for them to mate again. And it's probably 3 hours for these guys to mate again. Let me see. Oh, no, this is only an hour and 40 minutes to mate again. Okay. So, yeah, a little bit of waiting around, but we got other stuff we can work on, too. The next thing is we're over here at my kibble farm, and these are the seagulls that I tamed a couple episodes ago. This is the third tier of kibble. Over here we have kibble tier 1, kibble tier 2, and kibble tier 3. Now, I'm planning on doing a lot of taming with the eggs and the kibble from these seagulls. So we're going to need some more. This is not enough. This is 4 females and 1 male. So 4 eggs are being laid at a time, and you have to wait 3 hours between each laying. We just need more eggs so I could get more kibble so I could do more taming. So we're going to hatch some eggs. So we're back over at our base, and what I've done is I've taken a bunch of the eggs that we have already from those birds. So it looks like we have 6 eggs here, just sitting in my fridge. And we're going to hatch those eggs over here. And we have a 50-50 chance that these will turn out to be girls. We need girl seagulls so that they lay more eggs. So let's see how lucky we can be. I'm just going to drop these here. Okay, those are all the 6 eggs. And they say they are too cold. So let's start turning on these torches. Too cold. They're still too cold. Oh! Some of them are incubating. You can see that? Oh, they're all incubating. Nice. How long does it take? Oh, 9 minutes. Okay. We're going to have babies here pretty soon. Look at all the babies. We got some twins, it looks like. So I'm looking at my babies in my dino tracker here, and you can see we have 8 babies, 4 of which are males and 4 of which are females. So it was exactly 50-50. And you can see it is about 30 minutes until they're juvenile. So they're at baby stage right now, then they go into juvenile, and then they go into adolescent, I think. The important thing to know is in the baby stage, which they're in right now, so for the next 30 minutes, I have to feed them by hand. They can't eat from the feeding trough yet. So I'm going to be hanging around the base for a little bit while I make sure that these, while I feed these guys and make sure they don't starve. These are my 4 females here. These are my 4 males here. And unfortunately for the males, they've got to go. So we have 4 females left, and again, level doesn't really matter for these because I just care about the eggs. So you'll notice these are all really low levels, level 18, level 22. It doesn't matter. All I'm looking to get is eggs from them. While I'm waiting for those guys to grow up, I thought I'd do something a little different and fun. I'm over here with my beaver. It's kind of foggy, so you can't see a whole lot, but my island is way back in the background there. I'm at the mainland here, and there's a drop that's just right over there. And there's a bunch of more tropical plants on the mainland than there is on my island. My island is like a bunch of scrub brush, basically. But I want to take some of these tropical plants back over to my mainland. And I'm just chilling over here with my beaver because he's fun to ride around on. Let me check what's in this drop. Nothing. Oh, a better parasaur saddle. Actually, that's not bad. You'll notice in my inventory, I have these plant pots, and these are actually pretty expensive to make. They cost a lot of cementing paste, but I'm investing in this. I think this is important. So I have the plant pots here, and then I have my shovel down here. And I've actually never done this before in this game, but my understanding is I can take the shovel and dig up plants. Like if I want some ferns, yeah, it says bush added to plant pot. So now I have a plant pot with that fern that I just dug up. And I think I can even do them for like small trees and stuff too. You know, like here's like a little tree here. Tree added to plant pot. Okay. All right, so let's grab another fern. And then one more. Let's get this thing. So now I have 4 bushes in pots. Let's go put them in the base. Okay, so if I want to put one in the corner here, okay, so this is like the little tree, although it's too big. It's too big. Okay, we can put the smaller one. We'll have to get a different smaller one. That tree is too big. But we can put this in the corner over here. Nice. Okay, here's the fern. Oh, this fern is pretty large and in charge. There we go. So yeah, some nice tropical plants to just spruce up the base a little bit, and we can continue to add. I also put in a bookshelf because these are very useful. You can store your blueprints in here, and then the blueprints can be accessed to a linked structure, which is cool. Another update. So all the 4 babies are now in the juvenile stage. They're all juvenile. They all have roughly 3 hours until they become adolescent. But the good thing is now they can eat from the feeding trough. I don't have to keep feeding them anymore. So I can just let them grow up and kind of be on their own. Another thing, I know that there's a bunch of random stuff in this episode, but I'm kind of organizing a whole bunch of stuff that I've been meaning to do while I'm waiting for these seagulls to grow up. I have been using this otter a lot. And this otter is really weak. Otters are all very weak. They die very easily. But there is something you can do to help them out a little bit. Let me just go into this inventory. Here's the otter's inventory. You can actually put a helmet on them. So I have a riot helmet that I found out of a drop. I can put that on him. And look, he's actually wearing the helmet, which is kind of crazy. But that will help him if, let's say, I get killed and he falls off and a dinosaur is attacking him. That'll help him survive a little bit longer until I can get back and save him. So I think that's a good thing. Something else I wanted to work on while I'm waiting is I want to have a better home for my raptor pack. I have these raptors who are just kind of hanging out, standing around the base. It's about time we gave them a proper home. I'd like to build like a raptor stables that we could actually put them in. And this is great timing for this because if you look at my skill tree, I really haven't done anything with the skill tree so far. This got added in Lost Colony, and now there's the Tides of Fortune and Dragontopia skill trees. But just looking at this, there's a lot of things that we could add here that will be very helpful in staying alive. And especially since I intend to do a lot more dangerous stuff coming up, these can really help me. And we're at the point where it's going to be a little bit easier to complete some of these milestones. So I want to start looking at some of these. And one of these has to do with crafting a whole bunch of structures, which I'm going to do anyway if I'm going to build this stable for the raptors. So this is great. I can work on the skill tree and start building this new structure. All right, check this out. This is my new raptor stable. I think it's pretty cool. I got my main raptor here and all of his buddies ready to go. And yeah, it's just like kind of a nice, cool little structure. And now they're just not hanging out randomly out in the open anymore. I think it's pretty cool. And on top of that, we got ourselves our skill point. So if we go over here, we actually got 3 skill points, and we're going to put those into hot-blooded, which is everybody's favorite skill. It increases health regeneration by 100%, which is huge. Nice. So we got our very first skill, and I'll be continuing to do a couple more of these in the future. So there we go. I think that's a great place to end this off. We did a lot in today's episode, but the main point was that we were going to get some babies, and we killed some babies. But yeah, I'm just continuing to build up my base, and we're going to continue to expand in the next episodes. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and everyone remember, no matter what is going on in your life, to always do something fun every single day. Until next time, this is Zach signing off.